Morning, folks. David here, now driving through Oregon. Hopefully you got to see something there, right? Um, for those of you that don't know me, my name is David Erickson. Not afraid to show my face, not afraid to tell you as much about me as I can over the course of the next few videos in pieces, right? I have posted a lot of videos over the last 24 months, with the exception of 3. They were all taken down by YouTube. They were all censored. They had content that went against the narrative, and that's all right. I'm all right with that. I like the idea that they thought they could shut me up. I found other ways to talk. Every time I tried to post something here, I would get a strike and a strike and a strike, and I had to wait a period of time before I could try to post again. And then I'd post and they'd strike me, and it's been a battle. It's been a really huge battle. A lot of you came here years ago for the DoorDash videos, and I appreciate every single one of you, right? All like 80 of you around the country. Point is, I've tried to post. I have tried to post. So on this video, what I'm going to do is send a link to my alternative medias so that we can stay in touch, because I have a feeling YouTube is going to come down with a massive illness that cancels it from even being in operation anymore. And I say that really slow. I didn't mean to say that slow. My mind's like replaying what I just said and how I said it, and I'm like, I was trying to think of how to say it without them banning me, right? As I'm trying to say it. I did not, most of you know I don't script. I'm driving. I have no script in front of me. I have no script. I do this off the top of my head. I did all of my DoorDash videos that were very helpful to a lot of you, off the top of my head. I knew what needed to be talked about, so I talked about it and I covered it, and it worked out really well for everybody, right? By the way, I'm looking at the video. My eyes look like they're black. They're not black. My eyes are really, really, really nice blue. But I have transitions contacts, and any kind of brightness activates the transitions, and they go dark. Just like my glasses, which you guys haven't seen me in my glasses yet, have you? I don't think you have. So my eyes aren't black. Don't get crazy. I don't know if I can get some sun in there. The sun is trying to peek through the trees. My eyes are not black. My last video, I covered how many people are angry because they know what's going on, and many people are about to be angry because they're about to find out what has been going on in the country, in the world. Sad state of affairs. We have all been lied to. About a sickness. We have all been lied to about cures. We have all been lied to about face diapers. We've all been lied to about gosh, no matter which way I say the word, they're going to ban this video. they're going to ban this video, and I'm going to get another strike, and I'm going to have to wait 30 days to be able to post again. Golly, you got to be kidding me. The thing that they, you know what I'm talking about? Sorry about the rumble bars. Took my hands off the wheel. You know, when they poke you in the arm? Yeah, they lied to us about those too. And I asked everybody to be compassionate, to maintain your humanity. I'm gonna take this whole situation to a slightly different angle, or I'm actually gonna take it up a level. This is no judgment on anybody. You please get that straight. Please understand, this is what I say is not in judgment of anybody. I know crazy, wild people there are some out there that'll be like, what an asshole, I can't believe he just said that. I'm gonna try to cancel him, whatever. And that, you know what, that's fine. Some of us got that thing in the arm, and some of us didn't. And science is coming out, reports are coming out, indicating that some of those folks that got that thing in the arm have started to have behavioral issues, like untoward aggressive behavior, unprovoked aggressive behavior. Like, this is starting to happen. People are, and I know part of it is the last 2 years, all of the stress and now it's culminating. I mean, look, our gas prices are now double what they were 18 months ago, right? Our gas prices are getting out of control. And we were warned that this was going to happen. We were told. This isn't any surprise. And for those of you that think it is a surprise, I've got something for you. You know, there was this Orange Man Bad who warned us that if somebody ended up in the White House, that inflation was going to go up and gas prices were going to go up and wages were not going to match the inflation rate. So this was no surprise, but it is a factor in some of the behaviors that we're starting to see in people. When you look at the information that's coming out about that stick in the arm, right? People are finding out that they were lied to, and they've already dealt with 2 years worth of stress, and now they're dealing with some very serious stress. Most people aren't set up to survive this level of inflation. As a matter of fact, I'm not set up to survive it. I'm in trouble. Like, I'm in trouble. Our savings went out the window over the last year. And I mean, out the window, it's gone. I have nothing in the bank. I don't know how I'm going to pay some of my bills. I'm in a position now where I'm probably going to lose my car. I'm probably going to lose my house. It is what it is. I have to trust in God, right? But there are people who already they're predisposed to anger, right? Rage, or they're not predisposed to managing it. Maybe that's a better way to put it, right? Some people have never been taught how to control their anger, how to lay blame where blame belongs, right? But there's now information coming out that stick that some people got in the arm, one of the bad things that can happen. I can't believe I've got to talk like that just to try and keep a video up and keep it from being banned. YouTube, you're just so stupid. YouTube, you're a bunch of communist pieces of shit. That's what you are, YouTube. So some people react badly to medications. They have allergic reactions, right? Sometimes medications come with a warning. If you experience this or this or this or this or this, seek immediate medical attention, right? The problem is the 9-page list of bad things that can happen to you begin with I don't even know how to say it because I'm afraid they're going to ban me. It's like a P138 or whatever chromosomal deterioration, and this particular chromosome is it's brain function, it's cognitive brain function. And now there's information coming out saying that one of the warning label effects of these things you get stuck in the arm with is cognitive deterioration, which causes cognitive dysfunction, which causes lack of cognitive control. Okay, so let's review the word cognitive. Cognitive is being aware, or being conscientious of, right? Being cognizant. Okay, I'm not real good at giving definitions. I know exactly what the word means. I know how to use it. I don't know how to define words. I'm not Webster's dictionary. But you look it up, and it's essentially you're just being aware, being cognizant, having cognitive recognition. For example, being able to look at a tree and know it's a tree, versus looking at a tree and thinking it's a dog, right? When you lose that function, you lose the ability to look at a tree and recognize that a tree is a tree. You can look at a tree and think it's a dog. I mean, that's an extreme case, right? I'm not saying that's exactly what happens, because don't get me wrong on that. With that being said, it also means that people, when they're being angry, they don't recognize that they're expressing anger. They no longer understand the differentiation between anger and irritation, right? Which means if they're irritated with something, they could be lashing out angrily. A cognitive person standing beside them would be like, dude, why are you so angry? I'm not fucking angry, and they explode, and I'm frustrated. Well, frustrated doesn't mean that you start smashing things, right? Conversely, this cognitive deterioration can also, and I'm relying on a whole lot of years of experience, right? I mean, most of you know I'm 50 years old. I'm fucking old as dirt. And I did study psychology. I did study the map of the brain and all of its different functions and shit. But so I'm putting this in layman's terms, which most of you know that's what I do. I try to keep things on our level versus going into the intellectual realm of, academia and shit, right? So the other problem with, especially with emotional cognizance, okay, you may be trying to express love, but you don't know how. Just like the example, you might be trying to express frustration, but you're, in all actuality, to everybody else around you, you're like in a rage because you don't recognize you're in a rage. You've lost that cognitive ability. You've lost cognizance. And this is happening. Like, it's the information that I'm getting is disturbing, right? And I don't want to try and draw correlations. Somebody told me yesterday, they said, oh my God, so we are going into a zombie apocalypse. And I was like, what? We don't have a bunch of dead people walking around eating people's brains. I mean, that's just... But then they explained, they were like, no. If you've got a bunch of people walking around unaware of their actions, unaware of the emotional expression that they're putting out to the world, that's like a zombie apocalypse. They don't have to be running around eating people's brains, but it's the same concept. And I was like, oh my God. I wasn't thinking of it like that. I mean, we've all seen the movies, I saw one and it freaked me out so bad that I couldn't watch any more of them. And then they put, what is that, Zombieland or something like that, a series on TV. I'm like, wow, they're really, really trying to like normalize something, right? It's not just entertainment, but we'll cover Hollywood and all that other crap another time. So if we've got people that are starting to lose cognitive function, and it's not just the people that got stuck in the arm. To be fair, it's anybody who, not anybody, but it's also people who have had a very difficult time over the last 2 years. They're already living in their car, if they still have their car. They're already homeless. They're already broke. They've already lost a lot of family members because of different arguments about what has been going on over the last 2 years. And there are just people that just mentally can't deal with all of the stress. I mean, they have really, really, really tried to stress everybody out the last 2 years. I didn't mean to say it like that, but maybe I did. They have been trying to stress people out. The people in power, right? The people that we're trying to get rid of right now because our fucking gas prices are double what they were 18 months ago. No, they're double what they were 15 months ago now. December of 2020, our gas prices were awesome. I had money to spend on Christmas. I no longer have money to spend on a coffee while I'm trying to deliver these pets. And this is going to be my last trip for a long, long time, because just while I've been on this trip, this is now Sunday, the 5th or 6th of March. I don't even know what date it is anymore. I've just completely checked out on that. While I've been on this trip, and I left on Monday of last week. I left Florida on Monday. I'm now I think I'm in Oregon still. I've already I went from Florida to New York, to the New York-Canadian border, down to Indiana, over to Minnesota, down to Texas, over to Arizona, up to Northern California. I'm now in Oregon. I'll be in northern Idaho 8 hours and 33 minutes from now. It's 7:30 in the morning. I think I'm in Pacific time, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm in Pacific time because I'm in Oregon. I'll pick up a couple of dogs today at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I take all 3 dogs. The one I picked up in Northern California yesterday, he also goes to Florida. So I've got 3 dogs that I'm taking to Florida. When I get to Florida, I am fucking staying there for a while. When I left on Monday, their gas price was at, on average, $3.39. Brooks and I were talking and last night, and he said, yeah, gas went up twice on Wednesday, and it went up again on Friday, and they're now at $3.99 a gallon plus. And I'm like, wait a minute. Florida is now at the price California was 2 years ago? And he's like, yeah, it's bad. And I'm like, okay. I thought it was just bad in the states that I was in. I didn't know that. And then I was talking with the lady that I gassed up from earlier this morning, and she said, yeah, our gas price has, in Oregon, out by Klamath Falls, their gas price had gone up 70 cents since Monday. 70 cents per gallon since Monday. This is now Sunday. So in the last 6 days, their fuel has gone up 70 cents. It's gone up basically 12 cents a day. I'm barely going to make it home. I did not charge these people enough money to transport their pets. And I bet anything they're not even going to be considerate enough or kind enough to cover the difference, right? I didn't make a single dime of profit on a 10,000 mile trip. Not one dime. I actually have, by the time I get to Florida, I will be in the hole. Money came out of my pocket to deliver other people's pets. So, I'm a little angry too. Like, I'm furious. I am furious. I am livid. But wait, Dave, you're not in a rage. Somebody told me the other day the difference between a dangerous man and a peaceful man. Dangerous man doesn't, he's dangerous because he's always angry, and everybody knows it, right? A peaceful man, a dangerous man is not as dangerous because everybody knows to watch out for him. A peaceful man is somebody who, they're feeling it inside. They're in a rage on the inside. On the outside, they're calm. And while a dangerous man, you can basically predict what An outwardly dangerous man, you can predict what they might do, right? Watching their behaviors, knowing their habits, know what kind of, personality they've got and all that other stuff. A peaceful man is even more dangerous because you don't know. Outwardly, he's calm, but on the inside, he's scheming and planning. Now, I'm not scheming or planning anything. I consider myself a peaceful man. But this statement, this comparison was given to me by somebody who we were talking about current events. We were talking about some of the things that are going on in the world and in our country. And I was expressing my anger, my angst, my frustration. And I told him, I am in a rage. I am absolutely, thoroughly just done dealing with the crap. And he kind of sat back, and he's an ex-sheriff deputy. He's an older fella. He's 65 years old now or whatever. And real put together fella, nice guy. He sits back in his chair, and then he leads forward to me and he says, I don't think I'd want to be on the other end of your anger. And I was like, I'm a peaceful guy. What are you talking about? And that's when he tells me the comparison. There's a lot of that happening. And I want to extrapolate that from all of you. Let me rephrase that. I want to help you manifest that peacefulness within yourselves, right? That sun is going to irritate the shit out of me. It's like making my face look funny, right? And so I see the writing on the wall. I see what's happening. I'm very angry about what has already occurred, and I'm really upset about what's about to happen. We're going to be seeing people with these cognitive issues. Some of them are going to be family members. Some of them are going to be our best friends. And all this 30 minutes of video to get to this point. I need you to practice humanity. Again, yes, I know the other video was about that, but I was talking about punishing the people that put our world through this, right? Now some of our loved ones are suffering ill effects as a result of what we've all been put through. And some of them are going to be inappropriately expressing their anger. And I am asking the rest of you to treat those people with love and compassion and humanity and understanding. Do not react to their apparent anger with anger of your own. That is not going to solve a problem. It's going to exacerbate problems. It's going to exacerbate issues, and we're going to have a really big mess on our hands. Good people have worked very hard to avoid a civil war in this country. And they've done a wonderful job of it, to be quite frank. While the country is still divided over political lines, over ideological lines, what about racist? There is no racism in this country. Despite what you might see on mainstream media, you talk to some of the people that are supposedly the victims of racism, and they'll tell you flat out, it's a lie. Racism only exists in the mainstream media and in the government. And until you realize that, you're pretty much going to be a lost cause. Our country is divided, not along racial lines. We're seeing different races come together to fight a common fight. And that common fight is against our government and the powers that put all of us through this bullshit crap scam with this fake illness. It's not a fake illness, don't get me wrong. I mean, people get the flu all the time, right? But we're all united against the bad stuff that's been going on. We're all united. We're all united. It doesn't matter what the news says. Forget about what the news says. You need to ignore them, because do you actually look at your neighbor and be like, God, I hate that guy because he's black? God, I hate that guy because he's white. God, I hate that woman because she's Indian. Do you really, I mean, does that happen? I mean, if that happens, I'd like to know about it, because I'd like to interview those people, right? Like I'd like to be a fly on the wall to watch that kind of interaction, because I don't understand it. Because in my world, it doesn't exist. Because in my world, when we get cut open, the same color shit leaks out of our bodies, right? There is no difference. So with that being said, forget about what mainstream media would have you believe. We are not divided. They tried to divide us about the masks. They tried to divide us about the seriousness of this illness. They tried to divide us about, now they're trying to say that the people that didn't get that stick in the skin are domestic terrorists, and I'm like, so now I'm a domestic terrorist? Because I stopped taking any kind of pharmaceuticals in 2018, like stopped, dead stopped. Before this crap started, I stopped taking all I don't even do aspirin. Aspirin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, Tums, antacid tablet stuff. I don't do any of that. And I haven't been sick in over 2 years. When you deal with people that are exhibiting unprovoked aggression, don't be aggressive back. Treat them with kindness and compassion and understanding, because I'm giving you the understanding. I'm giving you what you need to understand. They're sick and they don't know that they're sick. They are victims of the system. At the very least, they're victims of the system. And they don't deserve to be persecuted. Don't allow yourself to be divided from them because their behaviors seem to be unacceptable. They don't know that their behavior is unacceptable. They don't know that they're acting the way they're acting. They really don't, because they've lost that cognitive function, or they're losing it. It is deteriorating. And so, as you're dealing with folks, please keep that in mind, because over the next few weeks to few months into the next year, this is going to be a very big problem. It's going to be a very big, we're going to have an epidemic proportion problem on our hands. I've been driving all night, so forgive the yawns. God be with all of you. God be with every single one of you. And those of you that have ever managed to watch any of my videos knows me well enough to know that I mean that with all sincerity. Until next time.